Is economic inequality an inevitable price of innovation? Hi everyone, today I'd like to discuss a question that has become increasingly important in economics and public policy. Is economic inequality an inevitable price of innovation? Throughout history, technological innovation has transformed human society. The Industrial Revolution, the Internet, and artificial intelligence have dramatically increased productivity and improved living standards. Many economists argue that innovation is the primary engine of long-term economic growth. However, innovation often produces winners and losers. This raises an important question. Can a society encourage innovation without widening economic inequality? Supporters of market competition argue that inequality is an unavoidable consequence of progress. Innovation requires individuals and firms to take risks. Entrepreneurs invest time, capital, and creativity in developing new technologies, knowing that failure is always possible. If successful innovators receive no greater reward than everyone else, the incentive to innovate may decline. From this perspective, temporary inequality is not only inevitable but also economically beneficial. Large financial levers motivate individuals to create products and services that improve society as a whole. Indeed, many groundbreaking innovations have originated in highly competitive markets where successful firms were allowed to earn substantial profits. However, critics argue that excessive inequality can eventually undermine innovation itself. When wealth becomes concentrated in the hands of a small minority, educational opportunities often become increasingly unequal. Talented students from disadvantaged backgrounds may never receive the education or resources necessary to develop their abilities. As a result, society loses potential clients, entrepreneurs, and inventors. Economic inequality therefore represents not only a social problem but also an economic inefficiency. Another concern involves market concentration. Successful technology companies often benefit from network effects where the value of their services increases as more users join. Over time, this may create dominant firms with enormous market power. Without effective competition, these firms may purchase potential rivals, discourage new entrants, and reduce the very innovation that initially made them successful. Paradoxically, innovation can eventually produce monopolistic structures that weaken future innovation. In my opinion, inequality itself is not the central issue. The more important question is whether inequality reflects productive innovation or the accumulation of excessive market power. A society should reward creativity, entrepreneurship, and genuine value creation. At the same time, governments should protect competition, invest in education, and prevent structural barriers that limit social mobility. Such policies allow innovation to flourish while ensuring that opportunities remain broadly accessible. Ultimately, innovation and equality should not be viewed as mutually exclusive. A dynamic economy requires incentives for excellence, but it also requires institutions that enable every individual, regardless of background, to contribute to future innovation. The most innovative society is not necessarily the one with the greatest inequality. It is the one that makes the best use of all its human talent. So here's my question for you. Do you think economic inequality is an unavoidable consequence of technological progress, or can governments promote innovation while maintaining a relatively equal society? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for listening. See you next time.